How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Jeep Mankeen channel. Guys, I'm going to be discussing something today that might be able to help you if you own a 2004 Ford F-150 all the way up to probably around a 2010, 2011, that if your transmission is shifting funny, before you do anything else, I'm going to show you something that's probably going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money. All right, everybody, so let's go over the symptoms and problems I was having with this 2004 truck. This thing has got 220,000 miles on it, and guess what? It's got the legendary 5.4 3-valve Triton engine that's still going with original cam phasers. But we're here to talk about the transmission today. So what I was experiencing was a lot of times when you come to a stop sign or whatever, you would downshift in traffic or whatever, and you come to a stop and you would go to take off. It felt really sluggish. It felt like the transmission was in the wrong gear, right? Then you would drive and all of a sudden it would shift fine. And then next thing you know, it would feel a little sluggish, like it wasn't shifting right. And you're thinking, great, transmission problems, transmission overhaul, here we come. So then you get up to highway speeds, say whatever, 55, 60, whatever, and then for it to shift into overdrive, it would not shift into overdrive. Then you're like, okay, something is really wrong with the transmission on this truck. So the first time I experienced the problem, and then I began to have a little fix that would then fix the symptom. And then the truck would start shifting just fine. And it was the gear selector. So in the truck, you've got your regular gear selector here. Let me turn the key on. First thing I noticed was, first thing I did was I shifted it all the way down into first gear. And then from there, I'd bring it up to drive. And then it starts shifting normal, okay? Then if I'd park and then have to put it in reverse to pull out of a parking spot or something, put it in reverse, and then I'd go forward, well, then I started having, it just felt a little doggy. Not bad, but a little doggy. Then when I get up to highway speeds and for it to go into overdrive, well, it wouldn't go in overdrive. It'd stay kind of like in, I guess, third or fourth gear without the lockup converter to go in overdrive. Then next time I'd slow down, drop it down into first, back to drive, and then it would start shifting just fine. So I was thinking solenoid maybe, something to do in the valve body, something of that nature. And then I got underneath the truck, and let me show you what I found. All right, so we're underneath the truck. We're looking at the transmission. Now, something that I thought it could be is this, I don't know what you call this, a shifting module or something. There's a bunch of wires that go to it, and then your gear selector goes to here. I thought maybe this was the problem, to where it wasn't picking up where my gear selector was, and it caused it not to go into overdrive, or I truly believe that it wasn't downshifting into first, and I was actually trying to start out in second a lot of the times, but that wasn't the problem. I did look at it though, just to make sure it wasn't, but what I found was right here is the actual issue. This right here is your shifting linkage, all right? This goes right here, and then there's a little bracket that shifting linkage mounts to, and then this goes up to the shifter inside the truck. Everything looked good. This was on there just like it was, but when I went up here to looking at this little module, or shifter module, whatever you want to call it, this right here just kind of flopped a little bit. Well, what it is see that little bushing there? That little white / tannish bushing goes up inside this connector right here. And that wasn't there. You could take this right here and move it around. There's a stud that goes inside there. And with that bushing cracked and missing, this right here was still shifting the transmission, moving this linkage, but it wasn't enough to actually get it in the right gear. And then, of course, it wouldn't go into overdrive, or I truly believe it wasn't going into a true first gear. So what you're going to do, I'm going to show you the part number that you're going to need to fix this for $9, guys. And before you think about rebuilding your transmission or sending it to a repair shop, because I can almost guarantee you, I sent this to a repair shop, $220,000 on it, they'd probably be like, hey, definitely time for a rebuild, but it wasn't. It was a $9 part that I got right here and was able to fix the problem, all right? So in order to fix that, you got two options. You can go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone, and it's a Dorman part number, and I'm going to give you that here in just a second. Or you can get on Amazon and get the same thing there as well. I did found a gear selector bushing, I think, repair kit that is $20 to fix this, but you don't need that. All you need is the little bushing repair from Dorman to get that fixed right, okay? So what you got to do is this basically just pops off of that little stud right there, just pops off. If your bushing's wore out, it's going to do the same thing too, guys. It's probably not going to start going into gear correctly, but you pop that off right there with the screwdriver. Right here is a little, it's like a little locking lever. You just slide this out, and then this is going to allow you to pull this shift linkage out of the little hole, and that's going to give you a little bit more room to work on it. That way you can kind of get it down here where you need it to fix that problem. But let me go grab a socket, and I'll show you what's going on. All right, so this right here is the part number. It's a Dorman, and it's a 14041. What they call this is a pedal and shifter linkage bushing kit. And what you're going to get is a series of different bushings in there, and they're all made of the same material, and basically you just find the one that fits your linkage and get it popped in place. They pull this out of here, that way you can kind of see what one looks like. You got different sizes. Here's it's like a large, small, medium. I chose the one in between there. Basically, that's what they're shaped like. And all you do is just push it inside that little black case on the very end of that shifter linkage, and then that little stud will snap in place. But let me take you down and show you how to put it in. Okay, since I've already done this, I can't really show you exactly how to do it, but you'll need to take this little clip out right here, guys. Let's see if I can get zoom in there. This little clip, it's about 1.5 inches long, that pops out, and then this right here comes out, okay? That's gonna allow you to pull this down to get where you need it to be. So what I did was I took a socket, and you really need a short socket to make this work. Anyhow, I put this on the back side of this. Oh, can't even do it sitting in there where it's at. But anyhow, take your socket, put it on the back side like this here. And what that's going to do, that's going to allow you to have something to push against, okay? Because you got to put this bushing in on one side, but you can't push on this black plastic right here, all right? It starts to cave in. So I figured that out. So I took this little nylon bushing, put some lubricant on it, and lubed up the inside of this little housing, this black housing here, and then put a socket on the back side of that like this. And then I took a pair of channel locks and then shoved that bushing in on that while holding the socket to the back side, okay? So you're actually pushing on the back side of the socket and then that bushing, and you're shoving it together inside this little black housing here, and it kind of just snapped in place. It didn't like snap in place, but it was hard to get in there. I'll just tell you that. It wasn't real easy. So it's like it's a press fit. But anyhow, that alleviated all the play of my shifter linkage. And then guess what? Transmission started shifting just fine, and it worked great. So with that, Dorman saved the day. And for $9, I was able to get my truck up and going again. And now, no issues. So if you're having some transmission problems, check out your linkage first. Make sure everything is working properly, and you can look at it while somebody moves that gear selector as well. And then that way, you know, the transmission is good, and it'll save you a rebuild cost. So guys, thanks a lot for checking out the Jeep Man King channel. And if you haven't already, go to my channel, check this truck out. I've had this truck since 2010, and man, it's been a great truck, really, to be honest with you. It's not a little grocery getter, man. I've worked this truck. I just take care of it. Change the oil, and that engine there is going to last you a lot longer. And on the original cam phasers, and it's doing good at 220,000 miles. So check it out. Go down the playlist. You'll be able to see this truck down there and see what I've done to it. Guys, catch you later, and we'll see you next time on the Jeep Man King channel. See you.